My goodness. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys, as well as you ladies, for being here and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. It's the end of another day, and I don't watch wrestling. I just don't. But I know Mike is up in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, with some of his friends and things on a trip that was supposed to also include Rashid, who's no longer with us. And man, I miss Rashid. I definitely miss Rashid and hope that he is in a much better place. Today was an interesting day, to say the least. I woke up this morning and saw my mother for her birthday, went to the autograph signing show. I saw CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, and in fact, got Micah Parsons. This is an autograph piece. It's Micah Parsons to Joe Boo Sports. Now, my wife is like, what are you going to do with that? I said, I'm going to give it away. She said, but it says to Joe Boo Sports. I said, yeah. Well, I said, it kind of lets you know, Micah Parsons, Joe Boo Sports, that you're getting like a double autograph, so to speak. But we're going to be giving that away to one of you fans out there for appreciation of being here and being part of the show. You know, it's funny because we have this whole thing that's going on. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong here. The Green Bay game hurt. The Green Bay game was like an earthquake or a hurricane or a tornado. It was just bad. That literally shook us all to our core. It was bad and it was ugly. Somehow, though, when I look at it, I look at that as a complete team failure. Complete. The team was not ready to play. They weren't focusing in on the task. They took the Green Bay Packers lightly. They thought all they had to do was show up, and they got their teeth kicked in. They did. They looked like some shit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? There's no other way to put it than that. It was just bad. But somehow, we got three players, just three, only three, that people are pointing finger at. Dak, CeeDee, and Micah. And fans are buying into this whole thing that if we just get rid of those guys, we'll just draft a bunch of guys that are automatically going to be better and they're going to pick us to a Super Bowl. I'm sitting here in my mind and, you know, I keep thinking about 36 TDs and 9 interceptions. I just keep thinking about 135 receptions and over 1,600 yards. I keep thinking about what? 14 sacks from Micah Parsons. All numbers that we don't see. We don't see, people. You know how many times the Cowboys have thrown for more than 36 TD passes in the season? One. And that was Dak at 37. We have to stop just pointing fingers at just these three guys. The whole team stunk. All of them. What we have to do is figure out how we maximize those guys that have that talent in the playoffs. How we can support them being broke asses. and get talent around them to be the best we can. You know, it's crazy because I see these articles and stuff that say, if Mike McCarthy gets fired, will he get another job? And I'm just sitting here thinking in my mind, my God, Chip Kelly ran the Eagles in the ground. He got hired again. I keep thinking about, what's his name from New England? Josh McDaniels. That guy got another chance. Mike McCarthy, say what you will about him. Mike McCarthy has worked with a lot of great quarterbacks and got the most out of them. You can look at it and say that with Dak Prescott, as opposed to Kellen Moore, what Dak Prescott did this year as far as his numbers and taking a guy who most people said was an average one and made him the runner-up in the MVP race, that he took a team that was literally 6-10 and they went 12-5 3 years in a row. This is not a guy who just fell off the salad truck. And this is not a quarterback who is just, Justin Fields. I know we haven't been to the Super Bowl, but you know how many teams would kill to have that? You realize that Jason Garrett, after being fired from Dallas, got a job with the Giants. Yeah, it would take something catastrophic to happen for somebody not to want Mike McCarthy. Sorry. That's crazy. And this is where, it is silly season when we hear, New England's calling about Dak Prescott, or the Raiders might want to be the place to trade Dak Prescott. In the end, I'll bet you, after this year, Dak will still be here. I'm willing to put money on that one. Anyway, it's been a great day. I'm glad to be back here with my baby. And I'm happy because I see sitting over there our plaque. I still can't believe it happened, and it did. But what it made me realize when I got it and opened it, that the work is not over. The work is just beginning. The reason I originally started doing blogs, doing Cover 32. I don't even know if Cover 32 is still a thing. But I used to actually write a blog in Cover 32. I would write it, my wife would edit it and post it once a week. But I got into this for two reasons. One, because I was having some incredible experiences that I wanted to share with others. And two, to write all of the bullshit that was being put out there. The bullshit narrative that we hear now is not new. It's been the same thing forever. And I want to try and bring more truth to the bullshit and call people out. It bugs me because I want to make sure I say this the right way so there's no misunderstanding. But I was born in Washington, D.C. in what was called the Freeman Hospital, okay? Because at the time I was born in 1965, that was the closest black hospital. It's now Howard University Hospital. I grew up in Virginia, and I was a Cowboy fan from day one. Didn't know what football was. All I knew was I looked up to my father, and I wanted to be just like him. And growing up as a Cowboy fan, outside of Texas was hard. Because at that time, Washington was actually good. And people would look down upon you because you're not from Dallas. They call you the bandwagon fans. And I have to tell you that being a fan who lives in Philadelphia or in Washington, in New York, it ain't easy, bro. It is not the path of least resistance. It's hard as hell. You're in Dallas, you're around tons of Cowboy fans. And here on YouTube, it's the same thing. They look at you on YouTube and they look down upon you and say, you're not a journalist. You're not real media. You don't have credentials. You don't matter because you're not here with one of us on the platform that we are. And you know, when you by yourself put yourself in the spotlight like this, when you take your money, your hopes, your dreams, and put it together yourself, not just getting a job, applying for a company that exists, that can tell you how to do it, can fix the lighting, do the sound for you. All you got to do is sit there and talk. That we put in the work. Lord knows, I know I wake up in the middle of the night to start thinking about what I'm going to be talking about in the morning. I know I bust my ass. I may not be perfect. I may not be right all the time. But for people to look down upon at what we do, that ain't right. And that's the same shit that you get from people that say, well, you're not from Dallas, you're not a real Cowboy fan. And to those out there that say that we ain't real, that we aren't connecting, don't listen to us, I say screw you. We put in the fucking work. We bust our ass. And it ain't easy from here by yourself, where you guys have all the advantages. I am proud to be a YouTuber that has built this on my own. I am proud of my brethren out there, every single one of them that go out there and try and stake their claim. Yeah, pisses me off, I'll be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you, the thing about me is, when I want something, I will bust my ass to get it. The only way I'm not getting it is I'm going to be dead. Because I will literally die trying. So when I see that over there, that lets me know, all right, you took a step. You got a hell of a lot more to go. We got a lot of work to do, and I am going to make sure I bust my ass for you guys. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and remember to tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, I can get up out of the chair, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.